what's the first step of reinventing yourself?
Okay.
So whether it's thinking about your mindset or physically doing something or connecting with people, or have you got something already?
The first step of reinventing yourself, I'm ready for you.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, you're the best. I want to know what the first step of reinventing yourself actually is. Because for me, reinventing myself over the last 13 years, because how long since your event has it been?
It's been 8 years.
8 years. And we met early on in yours, right? Because I was a few.
First or second year.
Yeah. And I know that over that whole time, I've had this experience of reinventing myself where I've realized that there's a bit of a process to it. For me, I've sort of defined it into kind of 3 different segments of practicing resilience. But I feel like reinvention is something that is not a fixed thing. I feel like it's something that's individual for everyone. So I want to know from you, what does reinventing yourself mean? And then what is the first step we need to take?
Reinventing yourself for me means changing the person you was. If there are things that you are unhappy with, creating change to become something different than what you was. And the first step to that is acceptance. Accepting that you are flawed, accepting that you have things that you need to work on, accepting that there are things that you can actually change. And in order to do that, you have to take steps to make that change happen. So the first step of reinvention is accepting that a thing is a thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it totally makes sense. Can you just help me? I know that piece around acceptance, from an experiential point of view, I understand that. But I know that the old Cal, if I heard the first step is acceptance, I would feel like I just had a mountain to climb to get to acceptance. So what might be something, did you just immediately accept the fact that you'd had a stroke and experienced this trauma, or did you think about what was that first step?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It took me to go through the grief of my old self. It took for me to accept that I was no longer that person. So I guess then the first step would be crying. Cry out your old self and flush it down a toilet, wipe it off your face. That old person no longer exists. So I would say, if anything, that's the first step is grief, because you got to go through it. You got to fall in order to pick yourself up. So that's the first step.
I love that. I love that. See, that's just, wow. I love how you say, cry it out and wipe down those tears. And then for me, it was doing that in my own way, but then starting to wipe away those tears and starting to look myself in the mirror to start to go, who do you want this person to be?
That's where that acceptance comes from. You like, who do I want to be? I accept me. I accept my flaws. I accept my tears. I accept my pain. I accept everything that comes with it. And now what I'm going to do with it. That's where it comes from.
Oh, I love that. Joyful. All right, now over to you. Joy and I want to know, how are you, actually, rather than how are you, let's go with, what is reinventing yourself for you? What does that look like? Where are you at in your journey of reinvention? Joy and I really, really want to know. This is a really important conversation. So let us know down below.